Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. I believe it's legal still today. There's a lot going on. So, maybe they're overlooking me for now, but... Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, there's a lot going on, as you well know. Do you feel liberated? Are you liberated? Liberation Day, where he puts tariffs on it. Every single country in the world, except Russia. Again, you can't make this shit up. If you tried. What's going on with this camera? Anyway, there you go. I got to get this fixed somehow. Anyway, it gives it the old Wayne's World, right? The old public broadcast feel. It's like Dr. Steve Rule. It's some junkie show from someone's basement. Looks like it. Camera goes in and out. You know, like yes, you could not make this up. Right? Again, another coincidence, right? Oh, he's not a Russian agent. It's a hoax. And then every country in the world gets a tariff, except Russia, including countries with no people in them. There's some islands. I can't remember the name of them. Hold on, I got all this stuff saved up for the show, because here it is, the Heard and McDonald Islands. They're uninhabited subarctic islands, primarily home to wildlife such as seals, penguins, and seabirds. As an external territory of Australia, they're managed as a strict nature reserve and have no permanent residents. 35% tariff. Julia says she lost $4,000 in her IRA today. Yeah, that you're lucky it's only that much. I have another number here. Let me find it. Here's something you might not know, though. March saw the third highest number of layoffs in U.S. history. 80% of them were caused by Doge, and this was before the tariffs. There's a number, though, of exactly how much money was lost today. It's over $1 trillion. Let me find it. Yes, $2 trillion was lost today. That's $5,882 for every man, woman, and child in America. And you know what Trump was doing 5 minutes ago? Hawking his $5 million gold card on Air Force One on the way to Florida to play golf. Again, you can't make this up. And his explanation for what happened is that America is a sick patient. This is the metaphor he's going with. America was a sick patient, and now the operation is over, and the patient lived and is healing. The prognosis is that the patient will be far stronger, bigger, better, and more resilient than ever before. Make America great again. Now, I don't know if you were here a little bit ago. I don't think it was an episode ago or 2 episodes ago when I was telling you that about how Peter Navarro was trying to explain how this is all going to work. Well, because what happened is we're going to have tariffs here, and then we're going to fire up these factories over here, and then we're going to have jobs coming back, and then we're going to have... And this is all going to work out. And notwithstanding, like I said, that night, like, okay, let's say that your fucking dumbass premise is true, and it will happen. It's not going to happen. It'll take 5 to 10 years for all that to happen. It's not like this is going to happen overnight, like 6 months from now. You're going to have a million jobs and factories, No, what's going to happen is these countries are going to retaliate. And I don't know if you know this. Japan, South Korea, and China got together and had a meeting. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Asian history. But these countries do not like each other. I know for a fact that the Koreans they don't like the Japanese, and it goes back a long way. But they do not like each other, and neither one of them like the Chinese. So I guess the Koreans are closer to the Chinese than Japanese are, but neither one of them really like Chinese. And the Chinese don't like either of them. And this has been going on for hundreds of years. And they're not meeting because this is what's going on, okay? Beyond this tariffs and how much destruction he's doing to the economy, he's also changing the entire world order that's been the world order since the end of World War II, basically. It's going to change overnight, just like this tariff thing. And everyone's going to abandon us, and they're not coming back. Europe is already looking towards China to do economic business because of this bullshit. And nobody... See, this is the thing that they don't understand. Navarro was just on CNN talking about, well, they have to sell here. They ain't got no choice. Like, what? They don't have to do anything. They could sell their shit somewhere else. I mean, there's a lot of people here that have money, but they've made it so people here don't really have money anymore. Right? So, is it that great of a market when most people can't afford luxury items to begin with? This is not America that it used to be with the middle class and that people could afford shit, and this is a peasantry country now. This is Renaissance England, or not Renaissance England. This is like old, what do you call it? The Tudor England. Like, yeah, there's a parliament, but they ain't doing nothing. There's a king, and he's doing what he wants. And 4 Republicans in the Senate, at least, stood up yesterday and voted. They passed some kind of thing that tried to repeal the Canadian tariffs, but then they just killed it in the House because the House is all nut liquor. There ain't no one in the House gonna bend. I don't know what they did to these people, but the House is locked down. They're not. They won't even put it up for a vote. Because the guy was saying that he knew that there was Republicans that would have voted for it. So Mike Johnson killed it. Can't put the bill on the floor. You might lose. And then once the Congress, but I said at least they did something. This is the first time the Congress did anything, anything at all. And today was a contempt hearing about the deportation to El Salvador, and I'm pretty sure that the judge is going to hold them in contempt of court, but I don't know what that means. I mean, no one's going to go to jail like they should, but they're going to get some kind of court penalty. I don't know what that means. I guess they probably get fined or something. Who knows? And the fact that they admitted that they sent an innocent person to El Salvador Supermax prison, and the fact that they won't do anything to try to get this person out, says everything that you need to know about these people. J.D. Vance just immediately went on the line, started trying to attack this dude, and acting like, oh, they say he's innocent, even though the White House admitted that he was innocent. He should pull out some bullshit from fucking 15 years ago and try to say that the guy beat. If you don't know the story, J.D. Vance is trying to say that he was convicted of being an MS-13 gang member. But there's a trial. He went to trial and was acquitted. There's court records. So J.D. Vance once again is doing his people eat cats and dogs, bullshit. He's bullshit. He's lying. And he knows he's lying. And he was on, I don't know what show it was. I didn't see it, but I saw a clip of him saying basically that they don't deserve due process because they're illegal immigrants. And I'm sorry, but you sucked off Peter Thiel enough times to get paid to go to Yale Law School. I'm telling you right now that in Yale Law School they showed you the U.S. Constitution, and you know what the U.S. Constitution says. And if you don't, I'll read it for you again. The 14th Amendment is very clear. Very clear. It says that government nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. And again, if you listen to them, they try to make it sound like, oh, they want to have each one of them have a trial and blah, but I'm not even saying that. But you should at least have a hearing, an evidentiary hearing, where you present to the judge or the court your evidence that this person is a vicious criminal that needs to be sent to El Salvador Supermax prison. And I'd take that as the judge says yes or no. I'll take that over nothing. How's that? Because, hardcore purists would be like, that's not enough, But I agree, if you're going to deport 1 million people, you can't have a trial for each and every one of them. But there should be a minimum standard of evidence that they must present to a court or some other objective body that gives them the right to take these people. That's why he tried to invoke that fucking law from 1798. Because he knows he can't prove that these people are who they say they are, because, like I tell you all the time, it's a bullshit story. There ain't all these criminals, so they got to just grab up people and pretend they're criminals and go, look, we're getting all these criminals out here, that we said we're here, but they're not really here, so we have to make innocent people into criminals so that we can convince you that we weren't lying the entire fucking time. It's really that simple. It really is. And just like today, Trump, the economy lost $2 trillion. Julia lost $4,000. She's one person. She lost $4,000 in her IRA today. That's just one person. Multiply that times the millions of people that have an IRA, or and you see that's why it's $2 trillion is missing. It's a lot of fucking money. It just disappeared for no reason, for one man's ego. And this is it's unbelievable that this is entirely self-inflicted. There's not like some country invaded us or we got bombed or there was some kind of fucking cyber attack and the North Koreans took a bunch of money from the computers at the stock market or something. Like, no. This one man's dumbass ego and some policies from 1890 that he thinks were the greatest thing ever. And that's the other thing. That whole history thing that he said in the speech is complete bullshit. First of all, we weren't richer then than we are now. America's richer now than it's ever been, ever. Okay, it's not like in 1890 America was worth more money. Like no, it was not. I see Musk and them talking about that all the time. They wax philosophical about what it was like in 1750. And Musk was like, there was just a president, a vice president, secretary of war, and that was it, or something, something ridiculous. It's like we should go back to that. It's like, yeah, there was also real cocaine in the coke, and you could buy morphine out of it. Sears catalog. It's like, yeah, we should go back to that. Yeah, Julia says all the money that Rich and I worked hard and saved is going in the shitter. I'm sure I won't ever get widow's benefits because they're dismantling Social Security. Right, and the fact that he's passed away now for as long as he's been, and you haven't got any benefit already, tells you right there that they're full of shit about, oh, everybody's fraud. J.D. Vance again was on some show talking about 40% of people on Social Security are committing fraud. What? What? It's like, they're fucking brazen about lying about shit, bro. They will say anything. They will say anything. Happy, yeah. Martin, what's up, Martin? Says, happy goodbye to our 401k day. Yeah. That's why I always say, I was saying today, like, that's why I'm glad I don't participate in any of that. I don't have anything. I've never had it. I never had IRA. I don't have a HMO or, whatever the fuck. I don't have any of that shit because this is what happens. I got cash and property. And when the cash is not worth anything, then we're all fucked, aren't we? We're all in the same boat, so it doesn't really matter. But that money on the paper, that's just money that they'll steal from you. As you can see today. Exactly. What the very concept of that? What do you mean? I put money into this and I save money, and it doesn't stay the same value, or it doesn't just keep going up every time I put money into it. You know what I mean? Like a bank account or something. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean it goes up and goes down, and all of a sudden I got less than I put into it? Like, what the fuck is that? Even your bank account's FDIC insured. It should at least be a minimum number that you put into it. You shouldn't be like, oh, I put in $50,000, but now I only have $30,000. Well, where did the $20,000 go? Well, nobody knows. It's on paper. It's like, no, I don't have a lot of money. I'm gonna get lucky and just fall into some shit, but I live my life cash, transactional, the entire time. I got a little bit of money. I mean, I've saved some money in the bank, here and there, but I've never had more than, like, if I had $10,000, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm doing good. I never thought about retiring. I never think about retiring because, shit, I thought I would be dead a long time ago. No, I might live to be 80 or, whatever, 90. And I'm saying I'm going to get lucky because my dad bought a bunch of property. And my sister is my only sibling, and she's fucking self-made, wealthy, working in computers and shit. So she don't need no money, so my dad just gonna give me all this property. So I'll sell that and I'll use that money to live or retire, but so I'm getting lucky, but I didn't ever got ripped off. How's that? By the fucking shysters, I guess, as you can see, like the $2 trillion. Did they even rip it off today? Trump just fucking put it in a dumpster and set it on fire. It's like, that's the part that's fucking insane. $2 trillion worth of wealth. disappeared one day, and he's talking about, oh, it's fine. I'm going to sell some rich guy a $5 million gold car with my face on it and go play golf. And people think that this person cares about them. I'm sorry, I can't, I have to laugh. Like, it's so absurd. This world that we're living in right now is so absurd. But anyway, back to the original point is, it ain't just the tariffs and the economic bullshit. He's changing the world fundamentally. Like military alliances, economic alliances, they're all going to shift and change. And like I said, everyone's going to tell us to fuck off. Peter Navarro, like I said, talking about, oh, they have to sell here. They don't have to. They don't have to do anything. They seem to think that J.D. Vance, Trump, this guy Navarro, they seem to think that as Americans, we're like all-powerful beings on the earth. You know, that's where the white supremacist thing comes in, because that leads to like supreme narcissism. These guys are dumb as fuck. You see them talking on TV. They're not very smart. It amazes me. They're like, this guy Lumpkin, he ran a $1 trillion hedge fund. And you're like, what? People let him manage the money, and that's your money, the IRA 401k money. And you wonder where it goes. It goes fucking poof, because these guys are fucking idiots. Some guy was on today. He was live on CNBC with Cramer, Jim Cramer, and they were talking about the stock market was falling, and he was talking, I think it was called Modern Hardware, or some kind of hardware company. Anyway, they were talking on live TV, and the guy looks over and he goes, man, your stock's down 40%. And he goes, oh, shit. Live television. He said, oh, fuck. Yeah, half your company's wiped out. 5 minutes. You voted for this guy, didn't you? That makes it even funnier. It's unbelievable. And then it was so bad that Fox News turned the ticker off. You know, they always have it in the daytime. Fox News has a stock ticker on that runs while they're doing the news. It just kept falling and falling and falling. And finally, they just turned it off. Because I told you, they live in a lie. Their entire reality is constructed bullshit. And when reality doesn't go along with that bullshit, well, they turn it off. It's a great metaphor for the modern conservative movement, because, like I said, that's exactly what they do. They turn it off, and then at 5 o'clock, the 5 comes on and tries to convince you that this is going to be fine. And then Laura Ingraham and Jesse Waters, they'll be on after that talking about everything's great, or they'll have whole shows about other shit, and they won't even talk about that, like it's not even happening. And they just kind of try to wait for the heat to blow over before they. It's so transparent what they do. That's why I can't believe that people fall for it, because it's a formula. First of all, I don't know you know this. I said, but all you gotta do is turn your TV on in the morning and then go online, and you'll see that someone wakes up, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the morning, and writes out a thing for them all to say that day. Like, these are the points that we're going to hit today. These are the stories that we're going to talk about. And they fax that all over the place to Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh and, you know, all these guys, Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, and then Fox News and Newsmax and OAN, they all say the same shit too. So They have a whole machine that manufactures these lies and then pumps it out. Yeah, see, Julia says my only real concern at this point is whether I can continue to be healthy enough to work out to keep my home. It's all I have. See, that's what I said. I never thought like that. I never thought I'd end up here where I'm at. I was living in Vegas and traveling doing comedy. When I wasn't doing comedy, I was working like 4 security jobs and being a stagehand. All I did was work all the time, constantly. But that's all I've ever done. It's like my entire existence is. Because everything you do is work. Like, if you're being a comic, is work. So you got to do all that, and then you if you have a job too, then you have 2 jobs. Even though the comedy job is not paying as well as your regular job, but it's the one that you really want. So you got to work this job to keep this job going, and then that's why Vegas was amazing, because I said I was able to slide into it after 2 years of working at the grocery store. I was able to slide into these jobs where I could pick when I worked, and then therefore I was able to commit more time to doing comedy, because I could just take off work whenever I wanted, and that's where I'm at now. I'm stuck because I have a regular job again, and I can't just go on the road anytime I want and take off, and then plus I can't leave my mom here alone, for days and days and weeks at a time, so even if I could go out, I could only go a certain geographic range for it. Could be gone overnight maybe. I wouldn't want to leave my mom alone for 2-3 weeks. So that I'm in that weird space, and as far as that goes, that's why I'm doing this show. Because like I said, it was either do this or do nothing, and I can't do nothing. But yeah, think about that. Think about that you live in a system where you can work your whole life and you can put all your money into this thing, and then one day you just wake up and the money's gone. What kind of system is that? And he's talking about the same thing. He's talking about today. He says, yeah. Trump says, oh, I inherited a terrible economy. And then, there's a cover from the Economist 5 months ago. It was like, the envy of the world. It was a picture of the dollars, shooting up into the... It was like, because the truth is that America recovered from the pandemic faster than most other countries. And we knocked the inflation down faster than most other countries. Everything was on a pretty good track. All Trump had to do was keep his hand on the wheel, and everything would have been cool. But that ain't Trump, see? Trump has this thing. That's what people was saying all day today. Is that Trump's been saying this since the 1980s. That's the thing. Is Trump looks at the world like it's still the 1980s, and fondly looking back to 1890, and talking about that's when we were. That's when America was rich. When there was robber barons, railroad tycoons. And that whole history, like I said, that he gave in that speech was bullshit. Okay, I wish that I had Daniele. I would call Daniele and ask him to go through that with me. The myriad of bullshit that he was talking about. And he said, oh, they made the income tax in 1913. I don't know why. There is a reason why. It's because tariffs didn't work. It's well documented record. I mean, the tariffs didn't work. The tariffs are basically a tax on working class people. It was preventing working class people from getting ahead. And so the income tax was instituted so that people with money could help pay the government too, and they take the tariffs off, and the prices got lower, and people could afford this shit. And then when the depression started, some jerk off like Trump decided to Smoot Hawley, whoever they were, probably 2 senators. I don't know. I should look that up. I apologize. I didn't have time. But the Smoot Hawley actor, they tried to bring back the tariffs because they thought that would get us out of the depression, but it just made it worse. They tried tariffs 2 times already, and I have those dates as well in my phone. Because I did not do some research. I did do research, but I should have fucking got that thing. Oh, here's something you might not know. Trump is responsible for the 7 largest drops in the stock market in American history. 7 of them. The first time was 3/16 of 2020. The stock market went down 2997 points. 2,997 points. Number 2 is Trump 3/12/20. Went down 2,352 points. Number 3 is Trump 3/9/20. 2,013 points. Number 4 is Trump 6/11/20. 1,861 points. Number 5 is Trump 4/3/2025. 1679. Number 6 Trump, I think that was today. Number 6 Trump is 3/11/20. 1464. And number 7, 3/18/20 minus 1,338. So he doesn't have a very good record. Like, for someone who likes to talk about the stock market a lot, he should probably keep his mouth shut. Where is that? Oh yeah, here it is. Done mass tariffs 3 times in American history. 1828. Right? 1930, which is a Smoot Hawley thing, and 2025. All spaced about 100 years apart. Right around the time for people to forget that this did not work. Does not work. Yeah, Julie says that's when the robber barons could grift with impunity. Yeah, like they're doing now. Look at them. It's the same thing. History repeats itself. And what happened? The 1920 stock market crash and the Great Depression. That's the thing, as most people don't understand, is the reason why they're doing all this is to gear up to give themselves a huge giant tax cut. Which is, people voted for this. This wasn't like a military coup or that said some fascist country came in and invaded us and installed this government. Like, no. Nope. We voted for all these Republican nutlickers in the Congress, and we voted for Donald Trump. But this is where we're at. Yes. Well, Julia says, yes, but his delusional base will continue to blame Biden, like Vance blaming Biden for shit that happened in 2019. Yes, well, Vance, you gotta understand, Vance just lies. I mean, I've never seen a guy such a smooth liar. And he's arrogant, and he's very convincing with these lies. It's like he's got the Costanza thing, like, it's not a lie if you believe it. And he believes it. He makes it up in his mind, he believes it, and then he speaks it into existence. But like I said, these people live in a fantasy world. It's a made-up reality. It's not true. And they don't see how it works either. Like, Um, I don't know if you know who Martina Navratilova is, but she was a great tennis player. She's one of the all-time great tennis players of all time. Okay, her and Chris Evert were like the dominant tennis players in the 1970s, late 1970s, early 80s. Um, she was one of the all-time great tennis players of all time. Anyway, she's mostly a leftist. She hates the fascists, and she's always talking about, most of her posts are anti-fascist, and she's a compassionate person, for the most part. But like J.K. Rowling, she's hung up on this trans thing, and they use her. Well, I got into a debate with her on Twitter a while back. I guess sometime in the past year. And we've talked a lot, actually, on Twitter. One day we talked all day back and forth. Because I was trying to ask her, like, I don't understand why you're so hung up on this issue. Like, first of all, there's not that many of them. It's not that big of a, it's not like a threat to all women like they make it out to be. It's one of those things. It's a virus that they put online, right? And it appeals to people's base emotions, and people get dug into it. It's like a black hole thing, right? And she's obviously, on this one issue, she's sucked down that hole. Other than that, you would not... That's the other thing that's surprising about it, is because you would not expect her to be that way. Because she's a lesbian who was forced to be in the closet, for most of her life because of the way the society is. And so you would think, more than anything else, that she would have sympathy for these people, but she doesn't. She's caught up on it. And I get, people are entitled to their fucking opinions. And I don't think she's a terrible person because I don't agree with her on this particular issue. But today there was an article in Fox News. And it was like, in the headline, because Fox News is just all bullshit right-wing clickbait. They just look for anything that they can find that'll piss people off. And like I said, the trans thing is one of these issues that they use to distract you from what they really are, like, because you're like, yeah, I'm with them on that, and then all of a sudden they're dragging people out to El Salvador prison, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I just wanted to trans people out of the bathroom or whatever, and like, but that's how they fuck you. It's a mind fuck. Okay, so anyway, the article pops up on my phone. It says, tennis star, I didn't say her name. It said, tennis star outraged about trans, because some trans fencer was in a fencing tournament, and some woman said that she wouldn't compete against him. And so they sanctioned the woman for, I guess, forfeiting the match or whatever. Like, instead of... Again, I should look more into it. I don't know that much about it. And as I promised, and I've always been this way, I'm not going to bullshit you and just make up some shit like J.D. Vance would. I'm going to be like, I don't know that much. I know a little bit about the story. I know there was a trans fencer, and there was a woman that said that she wouldn't fence this person. And then they sanctioned the woman for not doing the match. So anyway, Martina Navratilova was mad and put something on X. Fox News saw that, wrote a story. It said, tennis stars outraged. And they were talking about it on the 5. That's what I'm saying is, she created a story for them. Okay, so I messaged her. I sent her the story, and I said, look, I understand that you feel strongly about this issue, but don't you see that they're using you? The fascists use you to further their agenda. They use your outrage as a fuel for them, and she's against them. And I'm like, can't you see that they're using you? You're helping them. You know, and if you're gonna die on this one hill while the fascists take over everything else, I don't know what to tell you. You know what they say? Sometimes you gotta pick your battles. Sometimes you gotta pick the battles not to fight. What they're doing is baiting you into this, and then you give them the bait, and then they use it. All her other posts, I've looked at her feed. Her other post was like Fox News stuff, and she was like, "This is pure propaganda." I'm like, "Yeah, but look, they're using you for their propaganda. Don't you see that?" That's why I said the trans thing is a giant red herring. It's now whether people have all these feelings about should or you shouldn't or whatever. I personally believe people should be whoever the fuck they want to be, and it ain't none of your goddamn business. But people feel certain ways about this. Okay, so you can feel. It's like Daniele was saying about leftists. A lot of leftists are like, if you don't agree with them 100%, then all of a sudden you're a fucking Nazi, or whatever. It's like you could go down a 98 point checklist, like 96 things I agree with, and then they say something, and you go, I don't know about that. And they go, well, fuck you, You have to learn, like, to pick and choose. Like, okay, the trans thing is you can have a feeling about it, but is it that big of an issue while the fascists are actually taking over the world? Maybe you should put that down for a second and focus on what's going on over here, because this is way more important than 10 girls playing basketball or whatever. Or some fencer that didn't want to. So she didn't want to fence. So whatever. Who gives a shit? It's not the end of the world. When they take away your Social Security and you lose your fucking IRA, that's the end of the world. When they drag you off to Salvadorian prison, that's the end of the world. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I'm not telling you how to feel, but I just wanted to bring that up to her. It's like, hey, I don't think you ever thought about it. And for once, she did not reply, which makes me think that she's thinking about it, because usually she talks back to me real fast. It's one thing the internet is cool for. Like, I've never met her, but we've talked enough to be like, I kind of know her a little bit, And like I said, she's a good person. She's not a terrible person, and she's one of the greatest tennis players of all time. There's no doubt about that. And I told her, I was like, don't think for 1 second I don't know, but you're great in this. She'd beat a lot of men, I'm sure. Yes, culture war. Julie says culture war trans issues have no power over your bank account. Right. They don't. Tell you the truth, they ain't got no power over nothing. And like I said, you can't run a government on culture war issues. You see what's happening? Like, that's what we're doing right now. It's 3 months in. It's a fucking disaster. You think we could survive 3 more years of this? 3.5 more years of this? I don't know. Like I said, I ain't got nothing for them to take, so that's what I was saying before. It's like I was in an apartment doing my thing. I didn't think that much about it. Now I'm in this house, and I didn't expect to be here. I didn't plan on it. It just kind of happened. But it's gonna be rough. Yes, it's gonna be rough. I just can't believe it, like, all the shit that they would say, right? Like, something would happen, and Joe Biden or whoever was in charge didn't show up there immediately. Fox News would be all like, oh my God, he's a terrible president. He ain't even down there helping those people. Blah, 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 blah. And this motherfucker just lost $2 trillion in the stock market, and he's going golfing. And they ain't saying shit about that. It's all such transparent bullshit. Fox News is state TV, like RT in Russia or North Korean fucking TV. It's like, oh, dear, the dear leader can do no wrong. It's gonna be great. Oh, stock market's bad. Turn that thing off. Click. It's like, oh, there's a trans person who wants a fence. Be mad about that. Don't think about what's really going on, which is you're fucking losing your retirement as you speak, as I speak here live on the air. It's like, it's populated with these people you never fucking heard of. Like I said, who the fuck is Will Kane? All of a sudden, he's got a show on TV. It's the Will Kane show, and he's got all these fucking opinions about everything. And you're like, who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of him. I mean, I'm sure that's what people would say about me too. Like, who the fuck is this guy? So in that respect, I guess I can't say much about it. I don't know. I reckon. I mean, I'm just taking a stab at it, just a guess, but I reckon I've lived a lot more life than Will Kane. It's like I've done a lot of shit. I'm not gonna make that's what I said. Like, I've never been a person to sit around and talk about myself too much. Like, this show isn't about me. This show is about what's going on in the world. I'm not gonna sit here, but I could sit here and tell you all kinds of shit I've done. It's peculiarity that trans folk have quietly existed all this time, but didn't become a problem until Mega came on the scene. They orchestrated rage farming for a distraction. No, well, I think that it's a lot deeper than that. Mega exists. Yeah, exactly. Like, who the fuck is Will Kane? It's like Gutfeld. Like, who the fuck is? It's like Gutfeld's been around for a while, so you don't pay much attention. But like when he first came on the air, I was the same thing. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of him before, never seen him before. And then he was on the air for so long that I was like, who the fuck is Greg Gutfeld anyway? So I looked him up, and you know what he is? He said, he's a former writer for Men's Health magazine. I'm not kidding you. There is his resume. That makes him an expert on world affairs. No, he's a professional jerk-off. Hey! It's Mistress K, what's happening? She only gets her news from me. Well, that's good. I'm pretty good unfiltered source. I just try to... I know that a lot of people don't have time to watch all this stuff. And all of a sudden I did, so it's like, might as well be productive. Plus, like I said, there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. And they don't want to watch the news. So maybe if they sit here and watch me talk for a few minutes, at least they'll learn something. I mean, that was the point of the show to begin with, is maybe we have a few laughs and learn some shit. It's crazy. But yeah, Gutfeld is a former Men's Health writer. Same as Jesse Waters. Who the fuck is Jesse Waters? He was a producer on the Tucker Carlson show. And then when Tucker Carlson got in trouble, they fired him. And then they were like, oh no, but hey you, get in the chair. And they pushed him out. And he's been there ever since, just talking shit. And you're like, who are these people and why the fuck should I give a shit what he thinks about anything? Oh, all of his vast experience writing for Men's Health. No, but back to what Julia was saying about it was only a big deal when Mega came on the scene. But see, I think it goes deeper than that. I think Mega is a backlash against. I've talked about this once before. That I think they tried to go too fast with the. You got to ease these people into shit. And I think that the LGBTQ community had so many wins in a row that they started getting greedy, and they wanted more and more, faster and faster. And and so they're like, okay, well, we got gay marriage, all right, so what's next? Okay, trans people, we let the trans people. And then they pushed the trans people, but see, the mega people or whatever, they weren't ready for that. You had to let them ease, like, get used to the gay marriage. See, they're still in the mindset of trying to take the gay marriage away from you. See, you needed to wait till the honeymoon was over and they had accepted the gay marriage. And then you could have started maybe with the trans thing. But and that would also have been years of people learning more tolerance and more acceptance. And I think that the LGBTQ community got greedy and went too fast and started freaking people out. They also got very aggressive, which I mean, I'm not so much, but you know what I mean. They got really loud on the internet and then would go after people, and that's not a good strategy either, because you just drive those people farther away. Like J.K. Rowling, all the trans activists like attacked her all the time, and they still do. They just attack her all the time, and that's not a way to get to an understanding. It's like Martina Navratilova. Like, I didn't come at her like, you're a horrible person for, not agreeing with me about this. I tried to be diplomatic and ask her why. Why do you feel this way? I'm curious as to why you're so dug in. Like, why it bothers you so much that there's 10 people. Yeah, I can't say I can't pray the gay away. To tell you the truth, I never thought my uncle was gay. And like a drag queen kind of gay. Like, he was a man girl. He was a woman. Basically. I mean, he liked to dress up. I mean, he didn't always dress up like, he'd dress up like a gay cowboy and shit, with his tambourine and shit. But he would do drag shows and dress like a woman. And I live with him. I know it. He was a woman, bro. Like, it's a woman trapped in a man's body. But I never thought about it, him being a trans person. And when he, like I told that story when we went to San Francisco and he was dying, he said, like, he started crying and was like, I wish I could have, there was no surgeries and shit back then. But I guess he had a desire to be a woman. And I didn't realize that until then. I thought that he was just like a girly man, that I didn't realize that he really wanted to be a woman. So I never much thought about it until then. That really struck me. That moment was like, oh wow, like he was really sad that he never got to experience like to being a woman, and you realize it's just something. Like, do I think that way? No. Do I think he's a horrible person for thinking that? No. No, because he was a woman. Trapped in a man's body. Like, he was a woman, and he acted like a woman. Like, you come home and you'd be sitting in the kitchen just crying and shit. You'd be like, what the fuck? You'd have like mood swings like a chick. Julia says, we've also had an abundance of evangelicals pushing their agenda, and lots of folks are gullible as fuck. It really started back in the 60s. Oh, yeah, the bad faith. Yeah, you told me. And I still haven't watched it yet, because I had a lot of shit on the list to watch. I watched that Heretic movie the other night when I had a couple hours. I still haven't even watched Nosferatu. Which, I mean, I really wanted to see it. I mean, I want to see it, but I haven't seen it yet, so it's still on the list. Believe it or not, I've never watched Oppenheimer yet. It's still on my watch list. Because every time I feel like I want to watch it, it's like, man, that's almost 4 hours long. Fuck. I'm going to sit here all day and watch this movie. Like, this is a long fucking movie. I don't have that much time in blocks now because my mom won't go to fucking bed until 8 o'clock or some shit. And then I can get the TV and watch something. So, I never thought it would be a fucking... this is horrible. I mean, I shouldn't say it's horrible, but it's like being a little kid again. I'm like, I'm 50 something, 52 years old. I've lived life exactly the way I've wanted to my entire life. And I've gotten by and I've been moderately successful at, you know, most things I've done. And, and now to have to come back here, it's like a bad sitcom. It's like, and my mom just treats me like I'm fucking 12. You know what I mean? Like it's like I gotta wait for her so I can get the big TV. It's like I'm used to fucking doing what I want when I want. It's like I'm not a little kid. I have to play that role. I'm getting an argument about once a month because I can't take it anymore. I'm like, you don't fucking care about me, but my like she acts like that someone else doesn't live here. Basically, you know, you're like, it would be nice for every now and then that you would like respect that I'm here too, and maybe go upstairs a little early so I can watch TV or whatever. You know, like, but no. What's funny is I went to an open mic around here. And you know, this is my life now, so I was trying to write some jokes about it, and I was talking about it, and then some fucking open micer comes up after me and is like, "Oh yeah, it's good to know that no matter how long you've been doing comedy, you can still the whole moving in with your parents trope or something." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, this is my life." It's like I'm not fucking making it up for some hack joke. It's like, oh, is that the new rules now? You're not allowed to talk about your life if it was a comedy trope. It's like most people's lives are a comedy trope. that's what that's what life is. It was like, oh, I'm not allowed to talk about this situation because, oh, it might be, you know, other people talked about moving in with their parents, so you can't talk about it. It's like, I ain't moved in with my parents because I'm a fucking loser. I moved in with my parents because my mom, because it's the right thing to do. I can't just abandon her. I'm the only person in her that's left in her life that can take care of her. A lot of people said that in Vegas when I was leaving. They were like, "Oh man, it's really admirable what you're doing, man," because like a lot of people wouldn't do it. And I'm like, "What? What do you mean a lot of people wouldn't do it? A lot of people would tell their mom to fuck off." Really? It's like, and me and my mom, we ain't really been that close over the years. She raised me until about the 8th grade, and then I went to live with my dad. And then, I mean, we see each other, but that was kind of it for, like, you know, everyday intimate contact. When I moved to Florida, I didn't talk to my family, my dad or my mom, for 10 years. Well, I was pissed off at both of them, but I didn't talk to either one of them for 10 years. I regret that now, of course. But at the time, I said I felt I mean, my dad basically was like, "You gotta go out on your own and make it, you know, your own self," basically. So I felt abandoned by him. And I'm like, well, okay, then I'll fucking go far away. And I will make it, goddammit. And I did. It's like, I'll go and do all these things. And I did. But 10 years I didn't speak to either one of them. And then my mom came down to visit. This is true. I didn't talk to either one of them for like 10 years. And then I started talking to him again. Oh, my grandfather died. And my mom called me to tell me that he died. And of course, she was all sad and broke up. So we talked. And then we was like, okay, we're cool, you know. And then she was like, I'll come down and visit you. And she came down, and I was so, at that time, I was really partying. Like I was doing coke and partying my ass off. So I couldn't even stop when she was there. Like, and she was like, she's parties too. So she was like, "You're fucked up," and I was like, "Maybe I am." And she was like, "I can't stay here. I can't see you like this." And she left. And that was when I got clean. That really was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that I was that bad. It's like, oh, this is out of hand. Like, my mom was like, I can't even look at you like this. I'm going home, and she left early. And wasn't long after that, I just stopped partying. I started looking around and going, what am I doing? You know. Joy says I'm a good son. Thank you. So I said, it's hard to be a good person in this world full of shitbags. I couldn't believe it. Somebody said that to me. That people wouldn't take care of their mom. What? I mean, like I said, I'm her only child. There's not like there's other kids. And Bill had some daughters, but they've already pretty much abandoned her. They don't care about her. I knew that they weren't going to take care of her. That's why I said I need to come home. I didn't trust them to take care of her. They just wait for her to die so they can try and take this house from her. Sad to say that, but I kind of believe it. I mean, I hope that's not true, but and then, like I said, she's not their mom. I mean, of course, my mom was married to their dad for 30 fucking years. That's what I'm saying. You would think 30 years you would have some kind of loyalty, but no. People suck, man. I don't trust nobody. That's why I said that's why I don't have 401ks or IRAs. Like, I don't trust nobody. I certainly don't trust them. And they know I'll keep my money and take my chances. I don't know. It's a crazy world we're living in. What was I going to say? Oh, and don't forget, there's people in El Salvador. There's innocent people there. They keep talking about this father, but there's also that gay barber there too. So there's two at least innocent people, and we need to get them out of there. They need to get out. They don't belong there. No innocent person should go through that. They've already been there too long, and people should be. Personally, I can't believe people are more fired up about that. Like that's unbelievable. It should never happen. And the fact that they know, and they're not even going to try to get him out. They're like, oh, well, we gave him to El Salvador. His hands are tied. Like, all you got to do is make a phone call, bro. I'm sure that they'll get him out for you. Make the call, bro. Do the right thing. Nope, he's going golfing. You know what? They can come back for $5 million to get that gold card. And this is how Donald Trump thinks. We elected him president. Again, after we knew what kind of person he was. We did it anyway. All you can do is laugh, because I said the alternative is... We got these electronic signs in the store I work, and I was like, dude, just stand here and watch them go up. Watch the prices. They change automatically. It's like, but just stand in the... Yes, a delegation of Congress people need to take a trip and go and get them. Yes. They should. Yes, Kenneth, scariest thing ever. Yes. Yeah. Take a horror movie. You can make a movie like that. You'd be like, what the fuck? That could never happen. Oh, fuck yeah, it could happen. If I said these people are so unscrupulous, man. It's it's unbelievable. It's like I said, they sold you a fantasy, and they have to keep that fantasy going. And if they have to, they'll make it up. Even J.D. Vance said that in the campaign. He said, if I have to make up stories to make you... then that's what I'm going to do. And that's exactly what they did. And what they have done. And like I said, they don't have enough gang members and criminals to make a big deal out of it. So they got to start grabbing these innocent people and going, look at all these people. Don't look who they are. We assure you, these are vicious gang members. You know, like, and that girl, the Turkish girl with the Free Palestine cardboard sign. Yes, she's a Hamas supporter. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Really? People better wake up, because I said we're going down this road rather fast. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. It's I thank you guys for hanging out as always. I always feel like there should be some kind of big finish, but I don't. I haven't got that down yet. The big finish, the big rally. Like, I do want to say that though. Like I said, call your congressmen, call your senators. I said, tell them these people got to get out of there. If he's an innocent guy, you admitted that he's an innocent guy. That's why I hate these reporters. They just sit there and let them lie, and they don't say nothing. You know, the reporter was sitting there while he's talking about, oh, this guy's this and this guy's that, and he has traffic violations. Traffic violations. He didn't pay his speeding tickets. It's El Salvador Supermax prison. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You know, when these reporters just sit there and stare at him, like they just let him go on and on and on. You're like, dude, you could pull out the court transcript and say, you know, it says right here he was acquitted. It's like, so you're full of shit. I don't give a fuck who he is. You think he's the vice president of the United States? Fuck him. That's exactly why you have free speech, constitution, freedom of press, all that other shit. And that's why it's important. Because without it, they'll drag you off to Supermax prison in El Salvador. No one will ever hear from you again. And you want to live in that kind of world? I don't. What does it mean? I don't know. By then, we'll all be broke. And get in. We're going back to 1890. And we got measles and tuberculosis and smallpox. The measles, I saw the measles now in 5 states. It ain't stopping. And they ain't got no task force for that, dude. They got a task force to track down these Tesla vandals, but they don't got no task force for the measles that's rapidly spreading from state to state. It's unbelievable, like I said. I didn't hear nothing more about the tuberculosis in Kansas, so they must have got that under control. But that measles is out of control. And it's, I don't know if you know anything about measles, it's very contagious. Measles is so contagious, you don't even have to be in the same room with somebody that has it at the same time. Some guy with the measles can go in the room, leave the room. You can come there 5, 6 hours later. You can still get the measles. Because it's one of them viruses that stays alive for a long time, in several hours. So, be careful. I got a measles vaccine when I was a kid. I don't know if it's good or not. It's like, I don't know, is that for life? I didn't ask. It's like, maybe I should get a booster. I don't know. And I'll tell you the truth about this too. I didn't go to the doctor for shit. I haven't been to the doctor for. I only went to the doctor when something actually happened. Then I got a cyst, got infected. I had to go get it cut out. But that's when I went to the doctor. I haven't had a physical or a checkup or any of that shit for fucking 30 years. Like I said, I just been living. I ain't paying much attention, and I've been lucky. I've been sick. Like I said, I'm lucky. You got strong genes, strong people in my family. I've only ever got really sick one time. like really sick, where like the fever and you're shaking and when I lived in Florida and I got a fever, it was way over 100. My girlfriend was trying to tell me you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'll be all right. And then she called my mom, and my mom was on the phone, like, you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'll be all right. And I just wrapped myself up, in sweatshirts and shit, and blankets, and sweated it out. And in the morning, I woke up and it broke, I was fine. And I don't know, for a long time, I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't afford to go to the doctor. Yeah, America. And then when I got insurance, I had not gone to the doctor for so long, I just was like, well, fuck, why would I start now? So I said I went to the doctor when I had that cyst. I had to get, because it got infected and I got like blood poisoning. And I knew I had to go then. I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, it's like, so, and then I went, got it cut out, got an operation, got cut out. And then I threw my back out. Well, yeah, my back went out once, and I went to the urgent care. And then, they gave me a back patch and some muscle relaxers and whatever, and that was it. I definitely haven't had like blood tests or been poked and prodded, and, like years and years and years and years. I probably should now that I'm older. Now I'm getting old. And I do have insurance, so I could go. But like I said, I've been not going for so long. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, well, why would you start going now? Made it this far, They'll take me in when I have a stroke or something. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I know I said that a minute ago. Was that enough of a big finish for you? Anyway, I'll be back on Saturday. I don't know. I can't confirm for sure if yay or nay. Yeah, Julia says I might as well not have insurance. Got a $5K deductible. Just got an ER bill last week for $2,200. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think mine's not that bad. My deductible. I think when I got that thing cut out, I think it was $500. I had to pay $500, and they paid the rest. I don't know what it is now though, because they switched. I was actually working for the same company, but I quit, moved off Vegas, and all that shit, came back. Now I'm working back for the same company, but I think they switched insurance companies. So I don't really know. I guess I haven't really paid much attention. I don't know what the deductible is. I know when my dental insurance, it was like they pay up to $2,000, and then I had to pay the rest, whatever that was. So I got all this work done, and I had to go. I had to pay $3,000. It was $5,000, and I had to pay $3,000, and the insurance paid $2,000. But so yeah, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was $2,000 they had to pay, but I still had to pay the rest. It wasn't a deductible. It was like flat. Like you $2,000. Once you hit that, that's it, maximum. So it wasn't that great. Like I said, but I mean, the same as my fucking glasses. I went to get some glasses, and now I'm old. I had to get bifocals, so I guess it's more expensive because it was the most expensive glasses I ever got in my fucking life. And the woman was like, $500, and I was like, $500. She was like, well, yeah, what it cost you $1,200 without your insurance, $1,200. Like, are you fucking serious? But my insurance paid for, the eye exam and all that shit. But other than talk me into the, the retinal shot and all that, because, I wanted, might as well. Like I said, I don't go to the doctor that often, but might as well want to know if I'm gonna go blind or not. It's $40 or whatever. Like, oh, I gotta pay $40. You're in a union. Well, damn, you would think they had better insurance than a union. Anyway, I said I'll be back on Saturday, 6 o'clock, as usual. And I can't say whether or not Daniele will be here because I haven't talked to him, but hopefully he will, at least for a little bit. And thank you for watching, as always. I am Bruce Leonard, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. Still legal. I don't have a 401k for them to steal from, but you should take yours and do something with it before he burns up the rest of it. Please come back on Saturday, and hopefully I'll see you. Thank you very much, and good night.